Come on in, welcome home, Habibi.
Thanks, Habibi. Sorry I'm late. I didn't really want to be here. Chantal, best known online as Foodie Beauty, has spent a decade sharing every sweaty moment, gobble session, and emotional meltdown on YouTube.
Do I have no self-respect? I don't have any self-respect.
But for the past 3 years, has been living in love with her new husband.
Home sweet home.
Well, until now. At the start of this month, Chantal found herself in a sticky situation, and after going missing for 2 weeks, has now left him in Kuwait and fled the country.
How many of you can say you've been a fugitive? 0.
But what on earth went wrong? Did love's middle-aged dream turn into a nightmare? Was she banged up abroad? Or even worse, did she fall on her back like a turtle?
Yalla.
I last made a video on Chantal 18 months ago, where we watched her go from humble beginnings with the gentleman of her dreams, to getting off her nut with the man from everyone's nightmares. We had the bold phase.
We are now at a stage where the curtains match the drapes. My pupa looks like this.
International debauchery, cinematic masterpieces with best mate Pete's.
I still think this is a bad idea, girl.
Whatever, let's put the radio on.
And never-ending weight loss attempts. But if you didn't watch that, all you need to know is Chantal's problems are like gremlins. They start to multiply if she gets wet, and things really go downhill if she's fed after midnight.
My head has been enough.
But when we last left her, she was in the safe hands of husband Salah.
Hello.
Hi, babe.
Hi, baby.
Though it looks like 3 years later, that horse may have bolted. So to celebrate and cap off what might just be the end of true love as we know it, I wanted to stroll through the past few years in Foodie Beauty's big, beautiful world.
Yalla.
Come on, babe, yalla.
If you thought Chantal couldn't top her sloppy start, you're probably right, to be fair. I don't think she could top anything.
Here is your crown, now baby take a bow. I'm so glad I found you, yet I still don't know how.
After years of being unlucky in love, the winter of 2022 saw Chantal turn over a new leaf when she met Salah.
What's up, guys?
Handsomest man. Handsomest man.
They first met on Tinder, when Chantal put her phone number in her profile, and Salah was the first guy to reach out. She said he was 10 years younger, putting him in his late 20s, and despite only knowing each other for a handful of hours, was desperate for Chantal to move to Kuwait and become his wife.
My love is a Syrian Muslim man in Kuwait. So I'm wearing this out of respect.
Within days, she was rewriting her future and erasing her past, deleting years worth of YouTube videos.
I understand that it's such a drastic change, but honestly, if we're really honest, it's a good one.
It was all moving very fast, and even though Chantal's known for being impulsive, not even Pete believed she was following through.
She's not wearing it full time now. I think the plan is for her to only wear it whenever she's actually talking to the dude. Something like that.
Chantal's loyal fans are called her Beezers, and a lot of them were pretty nervous. This man could be anybody, and who knew if he wanted a wife or a wallet? Either way, Pete wasn't exactly keen on finding out.
I have not met Salah, and I have no interest in meeting him.
But she trusted him, and the only changes happening would be for good.
We're still gonna bees. Just beezing in a hijab, that's all.
She didn't care if it was a romance scam, or if she'd be turned into a 3-piece suite. She was dripping. Salah did have a YouTube account where he slapped about on a keyboard, so at least there was vague proof he was real.
Salah was saying like his whole meal today cost $3 Canadian. Like I could eat, like my money will go so far. And not just that, I don't have to really pay for anything when I'm there. He has like everything, a car, place, food, like everything. Like he has a job, he's not a bum. So I don't have to worry about that.
He was an Adonis, the perfect gentleman. The only thing missing was a £400 hole in his heart. If she was to move to Kuwait and be with Salah, her life would be very different.
I want a waffle with extra chocolate.
There'd be none of her vices, and she'd have to adhere to local customs, like watching her filthy mouth. But Chantal was ready to go all in.
Yes, hi. Do you have any halal mascara?
And after knowing him for less than a month, booked her flight and packed a bag.
It's going to be such a wonderful experience.
Alright, love, well, we'll see.
Guess what the temperature is in Kuwait right now? Well, I'll tell you when we get there.
Yalla.
Chantal left her old life behind, travelling 6,000 miles over the Atlantic, moving from Canada to Kuwait for a last-ditch attempt at changing her trajectory.
Hi guys.
Finally, she is here.
We're in Kuwait.
Not only was Salah real, he actually turned up at the airport and didn't run away when he saw her.
Assalamu alaikum. So today I have taken my shahada. So I am now officially Muslim.
For a couple to live together in Kuwait, you've got to be married. So Chantal speed ran her religious studies and was in the courthouse by noon.
We are today in the court and we are waiting.
No family, no photos, just a bit of tin cutting off her circulation and a dream. Salah was pretty awkward, but seemed alright. Bit wet behind the ears, but I suppose it's proof they were being washed.
3, 2, 1, go!
She rebranded as a modest wife, all for the promise of a stable life with Salah.
Eid Mubarak, Habibti.
Happy Eid Habibi.
Jesus. There's more chemistry happening on my ball bag. They lived in a pretty humble setup, but it was theirs and they were happy.
So we have a 1-bedroom flat and it's cozy. We have everything we need here. We really are enjoying our time here.
I know you all think I'm a heartless demon, but it's actually quite nice seeing Chantal enjoy herself, instead of rotting in her own misery, even if it did all feel a little bit pretend.
Cute.
Chantal's been on YouTube for over a decade. She's gained over 100,000 subscribers, and sharing her struggles is how she funds her life.
So I thought I would just do a video for you guys because I'm eating my cheat day.
If you are Chantal, I reckon she'd say her channel was built on her health journey and wacky mukbangs.
I don't have like nearly as many viewers as I used to.
But I guess people only tune in for the turmoil, because since she's had a smile on her face, views have been dropping.
I don't mind when things are a bit slower because I'm happier, you know. I'm never gonna do things on my channel just for views. I always just want to be genuine and real with you guys.
But she was still making a few grand a month. And that was more than enough to support her in Kuwait.
We hope you're enjoying our videos, right?
Yes, hope so.
Whatever employment Salah allegedly had, it didn't last long, with him becoming a kept man and attempting to drum up his own internet stardom.
Hello guys, long time no see. I hope you are all doing well.
He tried being a gamer.
Yes, I did it. Oh my god!
And together they launched a couples channel.
Alright, so join us, yalla.
Let's go guys.
They'd go out to eat and explore the desert, showing everything Kuwait had to offer.
Why you freak out? You are doing a great job so far.
As well as Salah's upgraded gaming setup and his new car. God, what a jammy sod, eh? Well, next time you're feeling lonely, Chantal, you give me a call. I'd let you bounce on it if you bring cash. And a gift certificate to a local physio. In vlogging their adventures, long-term Chantal viewers noticed a newfound serenity. It seemed like the change of pace was doing her some good. There was no losing her rag on the internet, instead showing a softer side.
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby.
A delicate wallflower, just grateful to be picked. By summer 23, Chantal had started to climatise and was ready for a side hustle. Salah had connections to a fragrance business, and to try drum up some quick cash, released a collaboration with Chantal.
The Beezer Signature Scent Rose Vanilla.
Selling for 50 quid a bottle, Beezer Spray was a light airy fragrance, inspired by Vera Wang.
I love it. It's my favorite.
Which I do find a little bit strange, because according to all sources, Chantal has a top note of spoilt dairy. There are rumours Chantal funded the project with 9 grand of her own money, but the venture ended up flopping and fizzling out, which isn't ideal when you gotta keep shelling out for flights. Because despite being married, Chantal wasn't a resident, so to not go over a tourist visa, Chantal had to leave the country every 90 days and reset the clock. Sometimes she'd go alone, but in August of 23, Salah joined her for 6 weeks in Thailand.
Hello.
Welcome from Pattaya City.
Yeah.
Chantal struggled with the humidity, the culture and the food, but kept a brave face on, even whilst being laughed at by locals.
She's so sweet.
Baby.
No.
You eat pupuiro.
Just food, yeah.
Being asked if you were pregnant would probably put a downer on any big gal's mood, but Chantal took it in her stride.
I'm a bigger woman, and maybe they're just not used to seeing that here, and honestly, it really doesn't bug me at all. I'm not offended.
But it wasn't just the people of Thailand humbling Chantal.
So how are you enjoying your vacation so far, baby?
The fan makes it easier. No, I'm having a really good time. Like, it's It's amazing here. It's really fun experiencing the new culture. I love it.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Yes.
The heat was nasty to her, and the infrastructure wasn't much kinder.
Slowly, baby. Last one? Okay.
Thank you.
No matter how much of a struggle it was lugging herself around, she was determined to make the most of her holiday.
Hi.
His name is Ninja.
Hello, Ninja.
They'd go on the attractions and visit the animals. It was all quite sweet, really, and should have been happening to me.
I like your trunk.
But all the wildlife in the world couldn't distract Chantal from her reality.
I'm very hot and tired of this whole day of traveling and walking around so much.
Returning back from Thailand, she was feeling a bit poorly. Her blood sugar was triple what it should be, and after a visit to the clinic was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Not rocket science. I mean, you know, anyone with eyes can see that I'm not taking very good care of my health. Struggling with eating habits and lack of exercise.
It was pretty serious, and being big wasn't doing her any favours. With Salar, Chantal had more support than ever.
I love you too. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
And heading into her second year of marriage, was determined to make a change.
I'm getting up there in age. I'm 39. I could be living a very active, happier life. Healthier.
It needed to be taken seriously, and she wanted to explore the idea of weight loss surgery. In Kuwait, she'd have to pay out of pocket for her treatment, but in Canada, the costs would be covered. So Chantal decided the best and freest option would be to head back home for a bit.
I hate that we can't hug or anything in public here, but
Yeah. But it's only for 1 month, so will not be like long time.
yeah.
Okay, babe. Have a safe trip. Goodbye.
But after a week of reconnecting with her past, things would never be the same.
I'm flying back to Canada, and my poor old heart's got a stain. I feel gone forever, even though it's only been a few days.
God, she missed Salah so much, but she tried to make the most of being back home.
I love my mother's meatloaf. She makes the best meatloaf, I swear. That's where I learned how to make mine. And look, gravy moderation. I'm glowing up for sure.
But as Chantal reminisced on her childhood, Salah had a one-way ticket to Browntown.
Well, it's over. I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
While Chantal was out and about, Salah was being exposed for getting up to no good.
Cheated with a beast? Can you
Bleep.
imagine? Like, I don't think my life, like, oh no, it could get worse. I can't jinx it because it's on a roll.
Live streaming from her car, Chantal found out the details in real time.
I hope
Bleep.
Allah curses you.
He'd been caught sending dirty messages and saucy voice notes to one of Chantal's subscribers. Although I think saucy may be underselling it. They were pure filth. And a bit feral.
He wanted to
Bleep.
pee and poo on women? What? What the f-
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
Oh my god.
Well, that's only the tip of the iceberg, love. He had him barking like a dog. I won't infect your brain with the worst of it, but it was minging, boys. Trust me. Imagine one Salah, one cup.
You're disgusting. Don't
Bleep.
call me. Don't
Bleep.
call me. Don't ever talk to me. Oh my god.
Salah admitted to all the messages and begged Chantal to give him another chance and probably have a really sweet corn heavy lunch.
That's one thing when you're in a relationship you always have to worry about. Is my partner being a
Bleep.
fucking loser? Yes, they most often are.
It was all getting too much and Chantal couldn't help but be frank, admitting the only person who truly ever cared for her was Pete.
Hi guys.
Pizza's here, so
I am washed.
he's just showered.
They'd known each other for 2 decades, lived together for years, and at one point were even engaged.
He's like literally the only person I know with values and that he sticks to. And I like hung out with him and I would have to keep my friendship with him secret.
Pete was used to being thrown to the side whenever Chantal met a man, but since she'd been gone, he had struggled to find his way.
I'm not a particularly smart guy, so. anything requiring brainulating is going to be tougher for me.
They had plans to move into a new place together before Chantal buggered off to Kuwait, and the sudden change left Pete with crappy credit, eating grey mysteries and crossing his airy toes. Chantal will be back in his life once more. But not much really goes right for Pete, and after a chat with Salah, Chantal had a change of heart.
She's a
Bleep.
She's a
Bleep.
dirty, disgusting, pathetic.
Bleep.
I don't care what you say. I don't care if you hate me. Somebody tries to ruin your marriage on purpose. You're not going to call them a
Bleep.
Please have several seats. Bye.
She blamed the other woman, obviously, claiming Salah was coerced and it wasn't his fault.
Every emotion you see in our videos, our couple videos, I know it looks corny, but it's all real.
Despite everyone begging her not to, Chantal hopped on a plane and headed back to Kuwait, ready to fix whatever was left of her crumbling marriage, and probably curl out a sloppy one.
Welcome back home, honey. I miss you a lot. So how was the trip?
Very long, and I'm going to talk about it, but I'm just glad to be home.
Trying to move past Salah's sloppy scandal, they moved into a new place by the seaside.
So our bedroom has another sea view and windows that open.
She was frothing over the new restaurants and changing scenery, but every step she shuffled was just another reminder of how unwell she was. Sleep apnea, sciatica, and now diabetes. But despite physically falling apart, she really wasn't doing much about it. Well, other than some scientific analysis.
I did an experiment, actually. My fasting blood sugar this morning was 14, and then I had chocolate fudge brownie. The chocolate fudge brownie didn't do anything to my blood sugar.
Oh, that's all well and good, Dr. Chantal, but what exactly do you know of that brownie's origin? And do you need to floss out a tapeworm? For the second anniversary last November, Chantal and Salah tried to relight their fire by going out for the night camping in the desert.
So excited!
Me too. Happy anniversary, babe.
Happy anniversary, love.
Yalla.
In Kuwait, camping is less about pitching your own tent and more about going to an already existing grounds.
And surprise!
Woo!
Yay, baby!
It's a proper setup. The tents have TVs, there's toilets and kitchens.
So here we have a fire pit. So you can make a fire, especially at the night. When you're gathering with your family, having shisha, having dinner, having tea. Yeah, enjoying your time, having fun.
It's like Butlins in the desert.
But it's a nice experience, right, babe?
Yeah, it'll be cool later.
Hmm.
So
We just have to be patient with the weather here.
thank goodness for the AC room.
She said she was loving it, but I don't think it was quite the romantic getaway she had in mind.
It is so hot in the desert right now. Oh my gosh.
To be honest, I can't blame her. The Kuwaiti desert is always over 40 degrees, and I can't imagine having much fun being bound by playground equipment.
Oh my god, it's squeaky as hell. Look how it's squeaky.
Help! Help me get up! Help me get up!
Babe, you cannot move?
I'm stuck!
Oh my god, she's stuck. Wait, let me help her.
Well, before you do that, can you spin her really fast? Because if that roundabout holds up, you might strike oil.
Oh my god. Don't ever try it, babe. It's not for you.
Once the sun buggered off, the heat was a bit easier to handle. And come the evening, Salah dished out a candlelit meal. I'd have to try really hard to push the poo things to the back of my mind, but I think I'd love this.
This is a juicy lemon.
Oh my god, my mouth is watering.
They had a little fresh salad and kebabs by the fire.
Look at that. Perfect. Good job, babe.
Oh, that looks lovely, Salah, but don't take offence if I use my own personal meat thermometer. I have a sneaking suspicion you want me to piss out my arse.
It's nice to experience a part of the Kuwaiti culture. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you like it. And my goal is to make you relax.
After a sweaty night in a shipping container, they were ready to say goodbye to the camp and head on home.
Alright, beautiful goats.
See you later.
Goodbye.
As relaxing as their time was, it must be easy coming home to this little baby.
Oh. Look at this adorable cat, guys. She's cute AF.
They have a little kitten called Julia, and as sweet as she is, after leaving her cats behind when she first came over to Kuwait, nobody really wants to see Chantal around any animal. But then came Bruce.
Hi. Hi. Don't bite me. Oh.
Whilst on a romantic picnic at the start of the month, Chantal stumbled upon a kitten.
Come on, baby.
And then proceeded to pinch him off the street.
People say don't do that. You better not.
Claiming it needed vet help, Chantal took PayPal donations for its care. But whatever good deed Chantal was trying to do quickly blew up her back. God, but don't tell Salar. He'll be there with a spoon.
Long story short, we went back to the park and there is a mum.
Well, it turns out little orphan Brucey wasn't quite as helpless as we first thought. And after a tip-off from Chantal enthusiasts, a Kuwaiti animal shelter accused her of stealing Bruce from his colony and even released a statement about pursuing legal action.
Kuwait has rules in place about, you know, taking cats off the street because of the reason that they could have diseases, all this and that. I get that. I respect it. I wasn't aware of that.
Chantal was not very happy, insisting she did the right thing and wasn't scared of any repercussions.
You know what? Whatever. Stay that way. You're not getting any of my attention anymore.
But for once, Chantal may have bitten off more than she can chew.
Oh my gosh, he's the handsomest man. I said no one can love me quite like you can. That's because you're the loveliest man.
Not only did she rob a cat off the street, but a couple months back, and probably unbeknownst to Chantal, Kuwait had made receiving donations illegal, which does include getting help for vet bills and any super chats on YouTube. Oh, that's a bit of an oopsie daisy, innit? But robbing cats and e-begging wasn't the only rule Chantal broke in Kuwait. Just because you can do something in this life doesn't always mean you should. And it was probably in Chantal's best interest to not film highly private Kuwaiti oil fields.
We passed by many of these oil fields and I found it really cool because I have never seen one in person.
And if you do have a hamster that pops his clogs, you're probably best checking local laws before dumping him off at the beach.
Goodbye, man.
Good boy, our good boy.
He was such a good boy.
With the very real possibility of her facing serious consequences, Chantal disappeared into thick air. No community posts or live streams. Some thought she fled the country, others assumed she was hiding out in Kuwait, evading the law. Fortunately, Pete could provide some answers.
We still message each other on WhatsApp.
Apparently, he'd been in contact with her, and she was doing alright.
I haven't asked why she's not on. Why she's taking a break from YouTube.
Maybe she was behind bars, maybe she was spitting bars. God, can you imagine? Serving time and Chantal's dulcet tones are 3 cells down. I'll put the wet sponge on my head and flick the switch myself. Well, it turns out there really is no place like home.
Okay, so I am live from my own freaking apartment.
Booking her flight the moment legal action was taken by the animal charity, Chantal slapped her ankles together 3 times and flew back to Canada.
Like, I had some really good times there. It is a beautiful country, but it's not for me.
There was too many rules and regulations for a girl like Chantal. She needed to be somewhere a bit more freeing.
I need to be in a country where I won't get like a big fine or put in jail.
She's only been back a week, but without Salar and Julia, she's been feeling lonely. So she got herself a cat, only for a few days later to decide she was acting on impulse and try and give it back.
Whether I rehomed my pets, Sam and BBJ, or not, I still loved them and care about them. Like, people who have to rehome their pets doesn't mean they hate them and just, okay, bye. No, that's not how it works, you know? So that's what happened with Smokey.
She may be back in Canada in her own apartment, but that's not to say her and Salar have called it quits.
I still talk to my husband. I still love him very much, you know, like, we're still married.
And I'm sure she's going to be welcomed back with open arms. Pete has been off work for the last 6 months, having quit his customer service job after getting a bit of inheritance. But 15 grand won't last him forever. So if the long distance marriage falls to bits, I reckon he'd be straight there to pick up the pieces.
Yep.
Her ex Nader and his piece on the side are somehow still alive and together.
Make me a BLT sandwich.
Bleep. So Chantal could always join them at the Smack Shack and make the world's most riddled throuple. Per the animal shelter, Bruce is safe and back with his mum. The cats she abandoned when she first left Canada are still being loved by other people. And I'm sure Julia can find enough scraps of food down the back of their sofa to survive Salar's long days out at the local public toilets.
Oh, I think Julia is excited too.
It is suspected she's had a few bankruptcies and has a bunch of debt waiting for her in Canada, so it may not be too long until she's looking looking for a new abode. Well, Chantal, if you're interested in England, make sure to let me know so I can give Border Patrol the heads up and get my cat in for the night. I don't know what's going to happen next in Chantal's world, but I do know she'll tell us about it.
We hope you enjoyed, guys. Thank you for watching and goodbye. Ma'asalam.
Masalama, bye.
Alright, bye then. See you later. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can click subscribe. And if you didn't, no.